Hey guys and gals, it's Mr. Know-It-All here, and I've got to share something with you on this beautiful Pensacola day. Hey guys and gals, Mr. Know-It-All here, and I'm going to share an awesome video with you. I'm getting ready to mount my tire removal stand here, and if you're ever in a predicament that you need to not have the bolt head sticking above the concrete floor, and you want to be able to remove something but have the threads still there, these two wedge anchors, this is a para-wedge right here, and when you get done, that head would be sticking above the concrete. You take the nut off on all four corners of that rig and pull it up. But the problem is the threaded part is still sticking up out of the concrete. So if you don't want to use a para-wedge and just use a wedge anchor, these are pretty awesome. You drill a 2-inch hole minimum, and inside there you see that little red thing. Well, there's a driver that you use, and hey Julio, tell everybody where all the tools are located. Thank you, Julio. No, sorry. Thanks, Bill, but I still call him Julio Cesar Chavez Rodriguez. What you do is drill a 2-inch hole, 5/8 hole for these 1/2-inch jobs, and you tap that in, and then you put your driver, which I'll show you that here. All right, so here's your driver. That will go in there, and you will drive that down until the shoulder of this touches the top of that right there and flush with the concrete. That drives that wedge in there out and drives these split areas out into the concrete, so that'll never pull out, and it'll be flush with the concrete. So you take your drill bit, take your steel rule, and from this corner of the bit right here, you measure up 2 inches, and you put a piece of tape at 2 inches, and then you drill your holes. But it's a pretty awesome way to do it because that will be in the floor. I can remove that, take it out, because I don't change that many tires. When I do, I bring it in, bolt it back down, and I'll make some little caps, put them in the holes so they don't get filled with dirt and whatnot, and do a little mox nixing on that. But that's a handy way to do it. Then you don't have the threads sticking up out of the ground. And a lot of times it doesn't matter, because when you bolt something down to concrete, you usually leave it there. Well, we're not doing that here. We want it to be flush. I still want to be able to park my bike. I have multiple bikes and I need to have room here, so that'll just come out pretty slick. All right, we got the hole drilled, and there is our 2 inches, which is below, that's on the blue line. It's right at the concrete level. Then all you do is take your wedge, place that in there, take a BFH, tap that down like that, so it's below the carpet level. Put your driver in, and then you'll tap that down to the level of the wedge. And this will set it in there so it doesn't come out. There we go. She is in. And theoretically, this isn't the right bolt, but that should screw in there. Like that. So I got 3 more to do. You just drill the hole, make sure you get it a little over 2 inches deep. And I've got extra washers in case my bolts are too long. That's how simple that is. This little driver is your key. Sets those wedges down in there beautifully. All right, I got it all done. Here's a couple tips and tricks when you're drilling into old concrete. It's really hard, and it makes it a lot easier, especially if you hit wire or rebar. Use a much smaller concrete bit, brand new, maybe 1/4 inch, and do your pilot hole down past your depth, and then use your concrete drill bit, and I suggest using an SDS bit in an SDS concrete drill, or you can use the ones we have in the tools list. Now, when you suck the dust out of your holes, which you need to do, take an old piece of tubing, stick it in your shop vac, and I use this little shop vac right here. It's awesome, does the job, tons of suction. Stick that in there, hold your hand over it, turn it on, and shove that piece right there down into the holes to suck all the dust out. Then when you're done, and you're done using your tool that you had mounted there, all you do is take these earplugs, stick them in each hole, and that will keep the dust and dirt out. When you need them out, take your pick and pick them out, just like that. Works like a charm. Goes down in there, nice and snug, and you'll know right where they're at every time, plus they will not fill with dust and dirt. And here's another tip. This little cart, I found it, it's unbelievable. You've got to check it out. It folds up, rolls around, does everything you can think of. It's an amazing little cart. You'll love it. It's a great Christmas gift for sure because it's so versatile. I've used it for every project now. Hope this helps on securing your anchors, and I'll show you how strong this is here in a minute. All right, we got them all in, all four. I had to open up a hole just a little bit on the red bracket there because I hit a piece of rebar and the drill wandered about, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch or so. No big problem. I'm going to show you just how tight you can get these. And it's beautiful because they're all flush right to the ground, and I'll never trip over them or stub my toe. And again, you can put these in the ceiling. I doubt any of you have a concrete ceiling. But for a floor like this, where you're still using it, and it just happens to be that this garage is carpeted with indoor-outdoor carpeting, which doesn't bother me any. The prior owner never used it for a garage. She used it for arts and crafts, so that's why. Watch how tight I can put this. And they're not coming out. And if you ever carpeted over it again, guess what? You could. And if you ever tore the carpet up, the little plugs in the floor wouldn't harm a thing. And I can remove it. That's the biggest thing. I want to be able to remove this without having the studs sticking out of the concrete. Now I'm putting all my weight into it. That thing is as solid as you'd ever want. So really, those are the anchors to use if you want them out of the way. Mr. Know-It-All, out.